Hi everybody. On today's episode we're going to be talking about weaponry, and specifically weapons in Taoism, and addressing the seemingly contradictory nature of weapons and Taoism, which is supposed to be a harmonious and peaceful philosophy. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Welcome back to Daoist Gate Talks. My name is Johanson, and we're here as always with Master Zhou Xuan-Yun.
Hi, 大家好.
And Henry Lee.
Hi.
And today we're talking about weapons. So we know in our Kung Fu practice we have weapons in our daily training, and the first question is, are there any specialty weapons or weapons that are special to Taoism?
OK， 还是翻译。是的，如果要是从这个，我们如果就是先从这个兵器来讲，这个兵器呢，就是人们发明这个兵器这种目的呢，就是要很快的去杀死这个敌人，杀死就是说，特别在以前打仗的时候啊，怎么样啊，就是为了很快的、很简单的杀死敌人。
Okay. So first of all, let's talk about weaponry in general. So let's not forget the very simple idea that why do we even have weapons? A weapon's purpose, first and foremost, is basically creating a tool that can essentially defeat and kill your opponent as fast and as efficient as possible. So in times of war and in strife, the faster you can defeat the opponent, the better.
但是作为我们这个道教呢，它就是说最重要的，它有3个这个兵器，一个就是这个方面铲，一个是这个佛尘，一个是剑。
Okay. So for Taoists in particular, in Taoism, the three most I'd say most characteristic of Taoist weaponry would be the spade. It's so-called simple spade. Some people translate it as the monk spade. The horsetail whisk, sometimes translated as the duster, and the straight sword or the double-edged sword.
Well, I know one of the questions that we've got from the audience, and it comes up a couple times now, is if Taoism is a peaceful philosophy, why is there this weaponry?
Right.
对，就是从这个上面讲的话，就是说怎么说呢？这个其实道教这个兵器呢，它并不是一个真正的是为了这个杀人，从后面演变出来的就是说，我们为了这个就是说作为一个练功夫的人，拿到这个道教的这个，就是他们经常带的这种随身带的这种兵器啊，就是说，他把它演变成一个兵器了。其实说，在这个道人呢，他们为什么有这个兵器呢？道人这个营品我们叫法器，就是道人平时随身带的一个法器。
那法器呢是？
法器就是说怎么说呢？就是说它是有另外一种意思。
I see. So, interesting enough, what we were just talking about is the idea that weapons are invented for the sole purpose of essentially how to kill somebody the most fast and efficiently. But what's interesting about the Daoist weapons, if we call them that, is the fact is these were inherently things that Daoists just happened to have on their persons. They weren't invented for the express purpose of combat. So these were just things that a Daoist would always have a duster on them. They'd have that spade on them. They'd have that straight sword on them. But these all had different purposes outside of combat. They weren't originally designed for combat. They were more for practical purpose or symbolic purposes.
所以说，我们从这个方面简单来讲，就是说，这个所谓这个兵器，其实说对一个练功夫、练武术的人，就什么样的，就是说什么样的一个东西，你都可以作为一个兵器。
And so, what we have to recognize the fact then is that folks who are skilled in martial arts, people say it as a joke almost, but it's that idea of a true martial artist can turn anything into a weapon. Well, that is true here. It's a Taoist has a spade. This is supposed to be a shovel, something that you just use for tilling the ground. You can turn that into a weapon. The duster's the same way.
对，所以说道教那个像这个我们先来讲这个方便铲。这个方便铲呢，是有的道士用，就是这个其实在这个道士里面，就是说有一些用，但是不是个常见的一个兵器。这个方便铲它本身是这个道人，就是说第一个目的呢，就是说。就是挑东西 用的。就是说，你们如果看过那个《西游记》，你看那个沙和尚，就是你在因为这个道人嘛，他们在修行的过程中，就是说他有很多的行李，就是一面弄一个挑着容易。
Oh, okay. So even though it's called a spade, or what we would typically think of as a shovel, so first talking about the simple spade or the monk's spade, that originally was actually sort of what we see. It was actually I believe it's called a bindle. It's for traveling Taoists and wandering Taoists. They just use it as something to carry their luggage, essentially, what their worldly possessions, and just use it as essentially a stick to carry things.
Like that stick with the polka dotted handkerchief on the back.
Yeah, exactly.
第二个意思呢，为什么呢？前面像个铲子就是下巴，这个东西就是以前像这个好像他们就有的在山里面呢，有的在什么地方走啊，这个漏坏了，帮忙修漏。随便把这个漏给修好。
Oh, okay. So the other part of it is outside of acting as that bindle, the reason why it had a spade shape was, if they wanted to be a good Samaritan, if they happened to see a sort of run-down road or a path, they would actually use the spade to help kind of clean it up a little bit. So if the road had gotten a little beaten up, they'd use the spade to clear it out, make it a more easily traversable road.
第三个那个意思呢，就是说，如果什么动物死了在路上啊，或者怎么样啊，帮忙把这个动物给埋一下。
Oh, okay. So then the final reason for that is if they happen to run across an animal that had passed away, maybe a deer for whatever reason is dead on the road, they would actually go ahead and give the animal a proper burial. So they needed the spade in order to dig the grave.
所以这个方便铲呢，在中文里面讲方便。就是 convenient，铲呢就是下巴，就是很方便的去做一些事情，用的很方便，很方便用，我可以用很多用途。
Okay, so the reason why it's called so actually this is a language thing. 方便 is it can be translated as simple or for in this context more convenient because it has a lot of usages. So it's considered the kind of convenient spade. You can use it for this, you can use it for that, etc., etc.
那我们来讲这个道教这个剑，这个剑呢，你看它这个剑呢，其实说我们要有的时候那个怎么说不是说斩魔，就是其实说就是你在出家以后，师傅都给你一把剑，这把剑呢，就是你划断、可割断的你和尘世的这种连接，就是和这个俗人的这个连接，就是你要去一心一意的去修炼。
所以就是你以前的生活，你以前的社会 I see. So now let's talk about the sword. Now, sword, you would think, oh, that's automatically a weapon, right? But in Daoist tradition, it's actually supposed to be a symbolism. And what that symbolism is that once you've become a Daoist, it's supposed to symbolically represent your teacher, your sifu, the person you learned Taoism from. They bestow it upon you. And what this represents is the idea that you're severing ties with your past self, with society and the life you had before you became a Taoist.
就是所以说他们用剑来这个杀这个魔，就是这个不好，就是这个魔呢，其实他讲的不是对这个道人他里面修炼的这个魔啊，就是你自己觉得对你生活中不好的东西、影响你的东西，你都可以把它作为这就是魔，要把它给割断。
And then the other one is that it acts as sort of a talisman. So, we've all heard the phrase like inner demons and like that. So what happens is that the sword can also act as this sort of talisman for yourself that allows you to fight back against these inner demons that you may be facing on your way to the road to understanding the path, the way.
但是在那个道士里面，他们做这个法事啊，他们也会用这个。他们那个意思就是杀外面的魔呀，杀这个鬼呀什么一类的把他们给杀了。
So outside of personal and inner demons, it's also representative of the Taoist and their duties as how they help the community. Is that Taoists can in the past would also perform what we would think of as exorcisms. So if there's an evil spirit haunting this area or causing troubles in this community, they would use that as a talisman to say, I cast you away, I cut your ties to this place away, so now drift away.
所以那个 OK， 这就是这个剑。所谓这个佛尘，我们讲那个佛尘呢，就是这个道人呢，就是在这个为什么这个佛尘就是打这个灰尘，就是就是克林一些，就是说打扫一些地方，就是慢慢就是蜘蛛网啊什么一类的，有的地方觉得不好啊，就是 就帮忙打一打。但是就是这个在自己这个打坐，他有的时候打坐的时候啊，就是有点苍蝇啊，什么东西啊，就是来那个轻轻佛一下，把这些东西给打走，然后自己好练，好来打坐修炼。对。
So finally comes the horsetail whisk, and also the more classical translation, the duster. And that the name says it all. It is in fact an actual duster. You know, in the West we see the bird feather dusters that you see, but for the Daoists they had a whisk that was made of horsetail, and they'd use that to clear out spaces. If they were going to meditate or they were going to say, I'm going to settle in this place to continue my religious studies, you might need to clear away cobwebs. You might have this abandoned temple that you want to clean up a bit. You would actually use the horsetail whisk, you know, tidy up a little bit so that you could pass your studies and pass your religious musings in a convenient space. You know, nobody wants to be in a dusty area as they're trying to reach enlightenment, as it were. And, you know, the other usage is if there's mosquitoes around or flies that are bothering you as you're trying to meditate, you just swat them away a little bit so that you can take your time, shoo, fly, don't bother me.
Right. Well, I had a question personally because I've noticed in my time as your student, I see you introduce different weapons to different people first. So, you know, one person might get the broadsword first, someone might get the straight sword. What's the method behind that?
就是如果我们这个作为我们这个学生的话，就是在我们平时在练功夫的时候啊，就是哪一个学生练什么样的兵器啊，其实说我们最早第一个兵器它是很重要的，但是要去练兵器之前呢，先把这个套路，把别的一些功夫一些东西给练好，练好以后才能看他的这个身体的这种形状，练什么样的一个兵器来帮助他身体，来帮助他身体放松啊，帮助他动作做得更正规啊，然后来给他。
So that process that we sort of go through is we first have students work on, you know, we all learn the same fundamental form together first, and then from there learn more advanced forms. And from those, it gives a sort of snapshot of each individual student saying, okay, so this student needs to work on this. This student has issues with this. Maybe they need to learn to relax more. This student, maybe they're perfectly relaxed, but they need to learn to be a little bit more powerful in their motions. So then the selection of the weapon is based on what that student needs more. So if they're very, very stiff, for example, maybe we'll hand them the sword and say, look, the only way you're going to learn the sword well is if you learn to soften up. Don't be so hard. Vice versa, if you have a student that needs to learn to be more expressively powerful, maybe they'll learn the broadsword instead, or the pu dao. So that's we use it as a way to help elevate their personal practice.
I laugh because I was given the broadsword first. I need to be more powerful. So, but we're out of time for today. So thank you very much, and thanks for joining us. If you want more information, you can check out daoistgate.com. or check this YouTube channel for more videos in the future. 再见. So Henry, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
What's personally your favorite weapon?
My favorite weapon is the straight sword. It was the first weapon that Sifu taught me, and just like he was talking about in today's episode, it absolutely helped out with a lot of the problems I had in my martial arts at the time. I used to hate it. I just thought it was so hard, but now it's my absolute go-to. Love it. I can practice it forever. How about you?
Mine's still the broadsword. That's the first weapon I learned. But you know what is mightier than the straight sword?
What's that?
The pen. The pen is mightier than the straight sword.
So anyhow, guys, as always, thanks for joining us today. If you liked what you saw today, go ahead and click like, subscribe to our channel, and you can always find us on our Facebook and our Twitter. And guys, as always, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment on our Facebook, our YouTube. We'll try to see if we can get to it next time.
Rick and Henry, signing off.